Hi, this is Brad with Pro Wrestling Junkies, and happy Halloween. Welcome to the Devil's Holiday edition of Toiletside Wrestling Talk. Today's guest hails from Reston, Virginia, and was trained by Jimmy Z. He's worked for such promotions as Beyond, GCW, Virginia Championship Wrestling, Star Pro Wrestling, Primetime Wrestling, to name a few. He's held the PWG tag titles, the PWI Ultra J Championship, as well as the VCW tag titles. And along the way, he shared the ring with the likes of Lucas Calhoun, Chuck Taylor, Sanjay Dutt, Orange Cassidy, Mike Verna, Pete Dunne, again, to name a few. If you have a subscription to IWTV, which you should, you can see many of my guest matches there, and was recently ranked number 410 on PWI's annual Top 500 list. So please help me welcome someone who, if he was my dad, I would say could beat the crap out of your dad, Mr. Logan Easton LaRoux. Hey, Logan,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Brad?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for coming on Halloween. I hope this isn't throwing your plans off.
No, Halloween during a pandemic isn't super exciting.
So you haven't gone trick-or-treating or anything?
Not yet. I guess the night's still young here.
Yeah, totally. So let me ask you a question. Do you watch a lot of wrestling? Like, do you have time to watch wrestling, like, weekly?
Yeah, I do. I don't follow weekly TV super closely. I haven't for a few years, but I mean, I do. I watch all kinds of tape study. All kinds of...
And can you, so, you have several names. There's Blank, there's Barf, there's Logan. Can you take me through the evolution?
Sure. When I first started training, I was the man of the hour, Logan Wade, prior to Leo Rush's existence in wrestling. And then I was Logan Hodge, the Jimmy Z, who owned the training school I trained at. Gave me Logan Hodge off of Danny Hodge.
Okay.
From there, I was given a masked gimmick at a place called Fusion in Virginia, and I was Executioner Gallows. Then I'm champion 1%, Logan LaRoux, and about 2012 is when I started, and that's been my name since. I have a friend named Blank who used to wrestle as Race Jackson in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Then, elsewhere.
All right.
And Barf was a product of the Masked Wrestler.
Yeah, that's on IWTV now.
Yes.
Do you have a subscription to that?
I steal a subscription from another independent pro wrestler.
I do the same with Amazon Prime. There's no shame in that. We'll both go to jail together.
Yeah.
So I just want to talk about this briefly because I think sometimes it makes people uncomfortable, like wrestlers. So you were ranked number 410 by PWI. Is it an honor? Is it pressure?
I would say it's an honor. It's cool that I can tell my family in lots of different states, like, you can go to the grocery store and see my name.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Color pictures, everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. Now that this is my first year ranked, so now I have some pressure to try to get a better ranking next year, I think.
Did you buy many copies of the magazine?
Yeah, I cleared out my local sampler.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's hilarious. And do you like look who's behind you and who's like just ahead of you?
I mean, a little bit. I think it's all it is what it is,
Yeah. Oh, there we go. So let's go back to young Logan. What were you like as a kid? Were you active? Were you an introvert, an extrovert?
I would say I've always been pretty extroverted. In high school, I played football and lacrosse. Before that, I did only one season of amateur wrestling when I was in like 7th grade. I was expecting 4 ropes in a wrestling. That's not what I got, so I wasn't crazy about that. I did martial arts and stuff like that.
And how did wrestling come onto your radar?
So I was probably like 4 or 5 years old. I was at Blockbuster and I saw a clown on a VHS box, and I loved Batman, and I thought it was the Joker or something Batman related.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that tape was WrestleMania 10.
Oh, okay.
The Doink the Clown tag match with Lena Vachon. I think same thing. It just like hooked me as a 5-year-old. I've really been watching since.
Oh my gosh! And how about do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have an older brother who I would say during like the Attitude Era when we were kids and it was more socially acceptable to be a big fan, he was into it, but I mean he's not a fan.
Oh,
yeah.
let me ask you a question. If things ever got heated between the two of you now, could you take your brother easily?
I could take him. I want to preface this by saying he's 6'3" and like 250 pounds. He should have been the rest, but I got the technique down.
Okay. So, when did you decide that I'm going to become a professional wrestler?
I think by the time I was in middle school, I was sure that I absolutely. When I was in middle school, I kind of discovered like Ring of Honor and TNA stuff, and it like just blew my mind. I was always a huge fan, but middle school is when I was just like, I have to do that. I started training when I was 16. I had to get my mom to sign the paperwork. I worked in an ice cream store and saved up money for the school store. And my mom's deal was she would sign it as long as I completed the SATs and did like 3 college applications.
Oh, okay. That's reasonable.
Yeah.
When you get trained, do you have to pay up front?
There was, at the school I was at, which no longer is running, there was payment plans, but I paid up front. I saw what the number was, and I just figured get it all done.
All right, so it's the night before your first training. Are you nervous, excited?
Probably somewhere in between both. It just like, some people say they stepped in a ring and it was like, just took to it like a fish in water. And I wouldn't say that, but I was so excited to get actually inside the wrestling ring and all that kind of stuff.
So your first day of training, was that the first time you'd ever been in a wrestling ring?
Yeah, that was actually, I think, the first live show I ever went to. I started training on Monday, and the Friday before that, the school I went to had a little independent shows run out of their school. And that was the first live show I'd ever been to. That's the closest I'd ever been to a wrestling ring, anything like that. Did
you feel that you were physically ready for it before you even started training?
I don't know. I think about that a lot now. It's like, I see some people on the indies, not to put anybody down, but I'm like, how do you watch like these former bodybuilders on television look in the mirror and be like, yeah, I could probably do that. I mean, when I started, I was a relatively skinny, like I said, I played sports, but I was a pretty skinny kid, and that was never a thought in my mind. I was just like, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to be like Austin Aries. And
yeah, totally. So when on your first day, were you the only new person?
There was a few other new people. There was a decent crowd of kids. I was definitely the youngest person. I was the only person, I think, under 18. Probably the only person under 20 there.
Okay, so on this first day, was it what you expected?
Kind of, sort of. I feel like this was 2007. I'd seen Tough Enough, so I just assumed like Taz was gonna come in and beat us up or something like that. And it was like we just started with chain wrestling and kind of eased into everything, and yeah, it wasn't nothing too shocking, I would say.
Are the trainers like drill sergeant type or?
No, not at my school. John Kerman was kind of the head trainer at the time, and Christian York would pop in here or there. He was listed as a head trainer, but he wasn't there a whole lot. No, they were pretty laid back and like cool. As long as you did your work and didn't dick around. Like if there's times to work out. If you're there to work, right?
Oh, exactly. You're not going to half-ass it if you're there. Did you?
Right.
How long was like a typical training session, like for a day?
I think the classes would start at like 7:30, and then usually we'd get out around like 10 or so. It'd be like whatever the curriculum was for the day, and then give or take like 30 minutes to 45 minutes to just kind of like anything you want to work on or play around with.
And can you go to this gym anytime you want?
I could have until it closed 11 years ago now.
Okay, yeah, but like you could have, like it's 9:00 one night, you could go over there and work on stuff.
If I recall, and he lived right by it, and yeah, I think would open the door, no problem.
Okay, who thought you were ready for your first match first, you or your trainer?
That's a good question. I think honestly, my trainer did. So Virginia is a commission state, and I couldn't wrestle until I was 18.
Oh,
here in
okay.
Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So my first match was in Pennsylvania, which also is a commission state, but don't have licenses, so they didn't check my age.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so I was 17 during my first match. I think like I was ready. I felt like I was ready to perform at that level of a show, and I
Mm-hmm.
think my same thing. That's why he hooked up the deal with this promotion in Pennsylvania.
Did
Um,
have you seen this your first match?
no, I definitely do not want to. I have no idea it exists on film somewhere. I have like 3 or 4 pictures from it.
Do you remember the match?
Yeah, I do. I wrestled Joseph Brooks,
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't really work anymore. He's a Pittsburgh guy, but he was an awesome wrestler. He did kind
Yeah.
of like a loose cannon thing. I remember being terrified, like thinking I was super ready, being all excited, and then like the day of, I ate lunch at Subway beforehand, and I could like barely eat. I was so nervous.
Oh God. So like, do you hear like the audience at all when you're coming to the ring or in the ring for this first match?
It's been a while now. I'm trying to remember back. Like, it was a very small crowd, and I had like a bunch of my friends, like high school friends, came. So
Uh,
like, I feel like when I actually walked through the camera and walked through the curtain and I saw them, I was kind of like, all right, they know me. I
yeah,
can't,
yeah.
right?
Oh, so that gave you a level of comfort, calm down a
I
little.
think that's probably what chilled me out.
And then, so then did you like hit the road after that?
No, not really. So I had that match when I was 17,
Mm-hmm.
and I was still like 6 months before my 18th birthday, so I couldn't wrestle in Virginia. I think the promoter in that Pennsylvania place realized after the match that I was not in fact 18. I was not about that. So, and I went to college a few months after that, my first year at West Virginia. I
Okay.
didn't really know wrestling or anything in years, and I didn't really know many people in that northern West Virginia, Pittsburgh area. So for about a year, I didn't wrestle at all. And then my sophomore year, I met some people and kind of picked up some smaller bookings in the West Virginia area.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that I like really like every weekend or so was wrestling until I was about 20 or 21. I transferred schools to a different school in Virginia, James Madison University.
Oh, nice.
I went to a different wrestling school opened up that was run by a tag team called The Set, and they took me on the road a whole bunch, and that's when I started wrestling more often.
Is being on the road, is that fun? Like when you're young?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been. I've kind of kept my like social drinking life separate from my wrestling life, I would say.
Yeah.
Really. Like I have lots of good friends in wrestling, lots of people I like a lot. But like I said earlier, it's like I look at that as work, or at least professional to a degree, whereas my like late life is a little different.
Yeah. Do you does your schedule interfere with like relationships, like having relationships?
It definitely did. Like when I was in college, lots of times I would want to go to parties or whatever, and it's like I have to drive 6 hours to perform in a barn somewhere, something like that. But, I mean, once you get there, once I put my stretchy clothes on, like I'd much rather be here than having a beer and doing whatever else. Like this is what I want to do. So.
Do you love wrestling? And
yes, absolutely.
And has it gotten stronger like through the years, or just constant?
Yeah, I feel like I think it's like anything you have a passion for. If you have a real passion for, like there's hills and valleys to it, right? But I think that the love and passion you feel for something, you'll always be discovering something new that you love about it, I think.
When do you start thinking about your character and cutting promos? Is that part of training?
Yeah, so that initial school that I went to, we had a promo day, but I didn't really have a defined character. I came up with 1% thing at In the Biz, the school run by The Set. And Jason, who's in Capital Places, he helped me get this character.
Okay.
And that's when my character came into its own. Like I became way more comfortable with promos, and talking in front of a laugh crowd, stuff like that.
And when you're practicing, is it literally you just kind of cut something off the
Yeah,
top of your
man.
head?
So there's different things you can do. It can be like you have a match coming up with this person, talk about this person. But I think to get comfortable speaking, you got to be kind of comfortable talking about whatever. So it's like talk about hair curlers, talk about whatever, and like, can you make that compelling? Can you draw different emotions out for it?
And are there some people who just can't do that?
Yeah, definitely. And like I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to do a standing shooting star press, but I'm comfortable cutting a promo. There's people that can do that that probably aren't super comfortable cutting a promo. So
Okay, I'm gonna let you go soon because I'm sure you got to go trick or treat or something. What's one match that everyone should see of yours that you're most proud of?
Okay, if you got to limit me to one,
you can do 3 if you'd like.
Okay, if I can do 3, that makes it easier. Myself and Eric Royal at the Nova Project 3. That's on IWTV.
Okay.
Not me, but somebody that looks a whole lot like me, Race Jackson with NRG against Devastation Corporation at the MARTA Complex at Chikara Show.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go with a recent one, maybe not my best, but something I am proud of, was that first episode of The Masked Wrestler.
Yeah.
Barf against Genkai, which is on YouTube and IWTV. And I think it's all over.
Okay, that's good. So I have something to do tonight now. I appreciate that. Okay, can I ask you 5 random non-wrestling related questions? They're just yes or no questions. If you want to say anything beyond yes or no, you're welcome to.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Have you ever kissed someone over the age of 80 passionately?
No.
Okay. Is there any circumstance where you would eat grass from your neighbor's lawn?
I guess if there's enough money involved, maybe.
Which leads me to my next question. Oh, perfect. For $14,000, would you deliver a baby alone?
I don't think that's enough money. No.
That's not enough. Okay. Are you a loud vomiter? I am.
I'll say media. I'll be like a 6 on a 1 to 10 scale. Probably.
Okay. And then the last question is, do you have any family members that you love less than your smartphone?
Yeah, I got a pretty big family.
Okay. That answers the question. Where are you wrestling next?
With the pandemic,
Yeah.
It's tough. Blank was doing Beyond in Atlanta next weekend, but that show unfortunately was canceled. I don't know if I can say aloud what it is, but I will be on IWTV screens before the year's end.
Okay, cool. And do you, has this COVID thing, like, has it been like a nice break at all for you, or is it more like frustrating?
I think it's frustrating. I feel like I have to pay a small price in comparison to a lot of people.
Yeah.
That I haven't been sick or lost anybody especially close to me due to it. But yeah, it has been frustrating for months not having a gym, and then just all the wrestling that I'm not doing that I would like to be doing.
If like say like a independent promotion comes through or AEW, WWE come through, will you go see those shows?
I would, yeah, with the caveat that I would hope that safety precautions are taking place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I meant like just in general. All right. Well.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Okay. One last question. I'm sorry. Do you ever participate in like violent matches?
I think
like thumbtacks, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I've done thumbtacks one time. Recently, Blank was in a pumpkin patch death match, which wasn't super violent, but.
But like, did he come? Is it after when the match is over? Is he bloody?
No, Blank was fine. No blood.
No. Okay, so no stitches or anything.
No, I've been pretty fortunate. I gotta knock on some wood here.
Yeah, I'll do it the same.
Okay, I think I've only been to the emergency room one time, and it's just because my knee got pretty bad gash.
Oh, okay. And finally, do you want to work outside of the States?
Yes, Race Jackson and Blank have worked in Canada and the UK, but
Okay.
should things return to more normal, I would love to.
What
do
about
more international.
What about Japan?
Yeah, I mean that's probably top of the bucket list.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, Logan. Well, thank you so much for taking a Saturday afternoon and a Friday night. And I definitely would love to have you on again, especially when like shows start happening and we get a vaccine and all that garbage. But until then, I hope you stay healthy and your family and friends healthy. And we'll definitely talk again.
All right, thanks so much, Brad. Thanks.
All right, take care.